so here is the solution to assignment 20, part 1, number 8. So the first thing I did was wrote the problem up. There it is, my x's and my f of x's. I created the little t-chart. And then I graphed them quickly because I was having a hard time seeing what the pattern actually was. And they are, in fact, more or less linear. I mean, if I actually used some nice graph paper, I'd see they really are linear. But that is enough for me to see that it's linear. So I know I don't have an x squared in this one here. So I'm looking, and I have to get from 0 to 20, 2 to 18. So I notice that the bigger x is, the smaller y is. So I'm going to try this. F of x is equal to the opposite of x, and then I'm going to add 20 to that. There you go, because that's going to work for me to see if it's 0, right? So if I plug in, so just really quickly, if x is equal to 0, I get from that f of x is equal to the opposite of 0 plus 20, which of course is 20. If x is equal to 4, I get f of x. That's just really ugly. F of x is equal to the opposite of 4 plus 20, and that's 16. And I can see that if I plugged in the other 2 points, they would work as well. And so that is the solution to 8. All right, let's move on and do the next one. All right, now we're going to still on assignment 20, part 2B. So I'm going to go ahead and do number 11, which is 15% of 250. So the first thing I think about, I'm like, okay, 15% of 250. Well, 10% of 250. So just this is the quick check I do in my head. Quick head check before I even start doing the math, just so that when I get an answer, I can see if it's actually reasonable or not. So 10% of 250 is 25. So I know I'm going to be somewhere around 25. So, and I know that 20% then of 250 is going to be 50. So I'm going to be somewhere in the middle of 25 and 50. So 15% has to be between 25 and 50. So now I'm going to go actually and algebraically solve it. So 15% is equal to 15 over 100, and that has to be equal to x out of 250. So I can go ahead and simply say that cross multiply, so I have 15 times 250 is equal to 100x, and let me go ahead and so 15 times 250 is 3,000. There we go. All right, I'm going to do 15 from your homework, 60% of 480. So I'm thinking, 50% of 480 is 240, because 50%, right, is equal to 1/2, and 1/2 480 is 240. So I know my answer is going to be a little bit more than 240. So now I'm going to set it up. So 60% we know is 60 out of 100, and that has to be equal to x over 480. I'm going to simplify 60 over 100 and write that as 6 over 10. And now I'm going to cross multiply. So I have 6 times 480 is equal to 10x. So I get 2,880 is equal to 10x. I divide everything through by 10, and I get x is equal to 288. And sure enough, once again, that makes sense. There it is. It is, in fact, a little bit more than 240. And that, my friends, I know you're sad, is the end of today's video. 3 problems. I'll ask 3 of you questions and see if you can get some extra credit points tomorrow. Signing off. Bye, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. I waved at you, but you couldn't see me.